Hello dear students. Today we are going to study Geography Chapter 6 Major Landforms of the Earth. Introduction. The surface of the Earth is not the same everywhere. In some places it is flat and elevated in other places. Elevated means it is high. These natural features of the Earth's surface are called landforms. Landforms are the results of two opposing forces. The forces that uplift area of the Earth's crust are called internal forces. Forces that wear down or rebuild the landforms formed on the Earth are called external forces. They have two components, erosion and deposition. These processes are carried out by running water, moving ice, winds, and sea waves. The Earth has a variety of landforms. On the basis of their height, they are classified into mountains, plains, and plateaus. Mountains. Mountain landforms of high relief. A hill is a landform that extends above a surrounding area. It is often smaller in height. A mountain is a landform which is higher and steeper than a hill. It rises high above the surrounding terrain in a situated area. Mountains have a broad base, narrow peaks, steep slopes, and deep valleys. Some mountains constitute a single isolated mountain tops or peaks like Mount Kilimanjaro in Africa. Some mountains are arranged in a line and are known as mountain ranges like the Jura mountain ranges in Europe. A whole series of long, narrow range that stretch from hundreds or even thousands of miles is called a mountain chain. The Himalayas in Asia, the Andes in South America, and the Rockies in North America are examples of mountain chains. Now, first is fold mountain. Let me tell you, students, there are three types of mountains. They are fold mountains, block mountains, and volcanic mountains. So, first we will study about fold mountains. Fold mountains are mountains formed because of the compression of the Earth's crust. These are formed by the folding up of rock layers into a series of waves like anticlines, upfold, and syncline downfold, without breaking the rock layers. The fold mountains which have formed recently are known as the young fold mountains, and the fold mountains which have formed earlier than these are known as old fold mountains. The Rockies of North America, the Himalayas in Asia, and the Atlas Mountains are examples of young fold mountains. The Urals in Russia, the Appalachians in North America, and the Aravalli in India are examples of some old fold mountains. Second, block mountain. Block mountains are formed by the tensational forces which cause cracks or faults on the Earth's crust. These faults can break the crust into blocks. When these blocks are raised, block mountains are formed. Block mountains have flat tops and slopes. Sometimes a section of the crust rises above or subsides under the surrounding area. When it rises above, block mountains are formed. When it subsides, a rift valley is formed. Block mountains are also known as host. Rift valleys are also known as grabens. For example, the Vindhyas and Satpuras are block mountains and the river Narmada flows through the resultant rift valley. Third is volcanic mountains. Now, all of you know what are volcanoes. So now we are studying about volcanic mountains. Volcanic mountains are formed by the volcanic activity. Materials like cinder, ash, dust, and liquid mud accumulate and solidify to form volcanic mountains. Some examples of volcanic mountains are Mauna Kea and Mauna Loa in Hawaii, Mount Vesuvius in Italy, Mount Fujiyama in Japan, and Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania. Now, the importance of mountains. Mountains act as barriers from winds. They influence the climate by causing rainfall. Now, mountains act as barriers from cold winds that come from different countries that are very cold. So, the mountains stop them from coming towards our country, which keeps the temperature uh, variable. Glaciers found in the mountains are a source of perennial river. Now, the glaciers that are found on the mountains are sources of rivers from where the rivers originate. The river Ganga originates from Gangotri Glacier. The rivers are navigable and provide water for irrigation and general hydroelectricity. Mountain slopes are ideal for rearing cattle due to the presence of green pastures. Now, mountain slopes are full of green grass or green trees, so it is very good conditions for rearing cattle. The dense vegetation of mountains is home to many animals and birds. Now, in the dense vegetation of the mountains, there are many animals and birds. Large reserves of timber and medicines are also found in these forests. Now, timber means wood, which is used for making furniture. So, there are large trees which provide us timber and medicines that are found in these forests. Mountainous regions are terraced for cultivation. A variety of crops such as tea, fruits, and rice grow on these terrace farming. Mountains are also known for scenic beauty. They make for an ideal tourist destination. Now, many people during summers go to visit hill stations that are high on the mountains. Plateaus, landforms of medium relief. Now, plateaus are highlands with a broad and flat surface. They are sometimes referred to as tablelands, as they are not very tall, not very short. They are abruptly above the surrounding plains. Most of them cover thousands of square kilometers in area. Some plateaus are high quite, but they do not have high pointed peaks like the mountains. The Tibetan Plateau is the highest peak of the world. The Deccan Plateau in India and the Ethiopian Plateau in Africa are formed from solidified volcanic lava. The Bolivian Plateau in South America is located in between the Andes. Now, importance of plateaus. Plateaus make up of old rock like have rich material deposits. Mean those plateaus that are very old and who are made up of old rocks have rich material deposits. Mining is an important occupation of the people living in the plateau of Australia and Chota Nagpur Plateau of India. Depending on the rainfall that the plateau receives, farming is possible in the plateaus. In the plateaus, there may be waterfalls as the rivers fall from great heights. This can be used to generate electricity. Lava plateaus are rich in black soil that is fertile and good for cultivation. Most plateaus are tourist spots. Plains, landforms of low relief, where most of us live. A plain is a flat and relatively low lying land. Some are extremely flat while some are slightly rolling or wavy. Plains are mainly formed by rivers flowing down mountains. While flowing down a slope, rivers erode and transport a lot of materials, which they deposit on the coast to form plains. The northern plains of India and the Yangtze Plain of China were formed by deposition of rivers. Plains may be formed by deposition of lava flow too. For example, the Hell's half-acre lava field in Ilado, United States, sometimes rivers deepen and widen the valleys from they form until in due course of time the entire area is reduced to a low surface of plain. For example, the Nullarbor Plain in Australia. Now, importance of plains. Plains make up one third of the world's land but support three-fourths of the world's population. This is because they have the most favorable conditions for human settlement. Plains are fertile and the climate is suitable for agriculture. The flat land makes transportation easy. The rivers flow slowly over the plains and can be used for navigation. Now, students, this is the end of the chapter. Now we will be studying the next chapter after that.